In this video we're going to be talking about the third cycle in Irish mythology, which is the Fenian Cycle. If you've not already seen my first two videos on the mythological and Ulster cycles, I suggest you go and watch those first, as some of the stories mentioned in this cycle reference earlier tales and figures in those cycles.
The Fenian Cycle is similar to the Ulster Cycle in the sense that it is primarily concerned with Irish heroes. The tales from this cycle are set around the 3rd century and take place in the provinces of Munster and Leinster. This cycle has a very strong link to the Irish-speaking communities in Scotland, and it is interesting to note that a lot of texts related to this cycle originate in that country. The stories and poems from this cycle are related to Finn MacCool and the Fianna, his army. The most important source when it comes to the Fenian Cycle is the Aglav na Shenarach, found in only two 15th century manuscripts, the Book of Lismore and Lode 610. An 18th century manuscript from Killiney, County Dublin is also relevant. The texts date back to the 12th century and were made up of linguistic evidence, including conversations between Culture MacRonan and Oisin, last member of the Fianna, and also St. Patrick, and consist of roughly 5,000 lines. The fact these manuscripts date from a much later period is interesting, as it shows a long tradition of oral storytelling, which was passed down from generation to generation. The Fianna in the story are divided into Finn MacCool's clan Boschgina and the clan Morna, led by his enemy Gol MacMorna. MacMorna killed Finn's father Cool in the battle, and young Finn was brought up in secrecy. While being trained in the art of poetry, Finn burned his thumb while cooking the salmon of knowledge, which allowed him to suck or bite his thumb to receive bursts of wisdom. He took his place as the leader of his band, and tales in this cycle tell of their many adventures. When looking at the world during this cycle, we see warriors spending their time hunting, fighting, and engaging in adventures with the spiritual world. There is no mention of religion in these tales. New entrants into the Fianna are expected to be knowledgeable in poetry as well as physically capable, but the main theme we take away from this cycle is hero worship.
In my next video we're going to be looking at the fourth and final cycle in Irish mythology, which is the historical cycle. And then once I've concluded this series, we are going to start looking more in depth into the specific tales and the figures from these cycles. And as I mentioned in my last video, I'm going to keep up with this same format of showing imagery with voiceover, and hopefully it will sort of evolve as time goes on. I do want to thank everyone for subscribing, watching, and giving me thumbs up, and even leaving comments below. Give me suggestions on how to improve or what you want to see in future videos. I am going to be keeping up with a regular schedule, so look out for more videos soon.